She-Hulk has been a major disappointment like most of the content Marvel releases now. I try to go into these shows with an open mind, thinking maybe they'll change their formula and give us something good, but this show is a disaster. It has unfortunately for Marvel divided the fan base even further, and with the newest episode came another massive wave of backlash. I have a bunch of things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or support the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So I have a bunch of different articles and tweets that I want to show off, but let's start here. It says Daredevil fans divided on Matt Murdock's She-Hulk episode 8 appearance. Now, we knew as soon as he came on screen there would be a bit of division because, of course, this is a character that many people love and don't want to see messed up. And unfortunately, they brought this character into She-Hulk and they just decided to throw him around like a bag of meat. It says fans have mixed feelings about his appearance in She-Hulk Attorney at Law episode 8, marking Matt Murdock's latest MCU return. As She-Hulk Attorney at Law is reaching the end of season 1, his character finally appeared in this week's episode after the setup from a few episodes ago. Of course, they waited until the very end of the series to bring him in. A lot of people feel like that is also a mistake. They should have brought him in earlier, but of course they didn't because, oh no, they don't want a man stealing a woman's spotlight. Now, of course, spoiler alert, they did bring him into the show. Him and She-Hulk screwed. They had not quite a romance storyline, but like this quick hookup storyline because, of course, the past few episodes have been about She-Hulk trying to, get it on with someone. But it says it didn't take long for fans on social media to share their reactions about his appearance in the show. This has definitely divided the fan base even further, and I did a video last week about how people are feeling very divided on the MCU at this point. A lot of people even said that they're not really into the MCU anymore, and She-Hulk pushed them even further away from it. It says, though, given the massive anticipation that fans had for his latest MCU spot, reactions are divided. Somebody said Daredevil was handled really well, a little lighter, but that's fine since this is She-Hulk, but still in character. I'm satisfied, looking forward to Born Again, Charlie Cox, you're the GOAT. Some people were saying things like, one of the saddest things about Daredevil's return in She-Hulk is that this is the worst a live-action Daredevil has been written since 2003, and yet is somehow still the most well-written character in the entirety of the show. She-Hulk, the episode was really good. We get to see the aggressive side of She-Hulk, but I didn't like a few things they did with Daredevil. The 3 seasons made him a legend, but in this episode he was almost helpless and so vulnerable against a newbie. Of course, in the show they have propped up She-Hulk. She is the best character ever written, and there's no good male characters in this show that can even compete with her. I mean, of course, at the very beginning in episode 1, they instantly made it known that, oh, She-Hulk is stronger than normal Hulk, and she's better, and right from the beginning she could control her anger, and she could, control hulking out and all of these different things. She was just amazing from the beginning, and of course now they're making Daredevil even look like a newbie. I really do like Daredevil, but it's like they only put him in this show so that they could go, oh hey, there's a character you guys like, so maybe you should watch it and give it a chance. Like with Hulk at the beginning, I feel like they put Hulk at the beginning because, of course, She-Hulk, Hulk, we're going to put 2 and 2 together, so of course they wanted to reel people in that way. But I have watched all of this show so far, and it is just terrible. This show has only gotten worse as each episode has released. Since the premiere, we could tell they shoved as much feminist propaganda into it as as possible, yet in only episode 3 they had She-Hulk twerking and going on Tinder to find someone to screw. And if this show was actually funny, I could see it working, but it's just not. This show, the writer said that it was aimed at a woman, yet as a woman, I feel insulted, okay? This isn't a rom-com, it's not a drama, it's not a comedy, it's just a feminist freak show with a Marvel coat of paint slapped on it, and it's no surprise to see it's dividing people. Yes, there are individuals who like this show, the SJWs Marvel begged to have as their audience for years, yet these people aren't even showing up to review their show since it's sitting at a 35% on Rotten Tomato. If you go on social media whenever the topic is trending, it's usually because there's a lot of negativity surrounding it. These fans that they've begged for are not even showing up to hype their shows up and say, wow, this is really, really good. Now heading on over to Twitter, I just wanted to show off a few of the posts that have been made. People are saying things like, She-Hulk in a nutshell has bad writing, all of the jokes fall flat and every man is written as an evil asshole, she has little to no development, an unlikable lead, terrible CGI effects coming from the biggest company on the planet. You notice how She-Hulk isn't about a normal lawyer coming to terms with her newly found superpowers and learns to be a hero or fighting bad guys. Instead, the biggest crisis she is going through is having a sex tape being leaked. This is the extent of the MCU. I personally think that that is a terrible plotline to go with. I mean, that's all that the show revolves around is her gender. That's all they cared about going into this series, and of course, they wanted to show a woman being wronged, and this is the number one way they decided to do that. I mean, they set it up with, oh, she was going on Tinder looking for people, she was looking for someone to spend time with, blah, blah, blah. And now they're ending up that, you know, she has a sex tape being leaked. This is the best storyline they could come up with this character. There are definitely a few people on Twitter who are defending this show, but it seems like they're few and far between. There's not a lot of people that are kind of rallying to defend this show and defend the things that they think are good with it. The fan base for this show, the people who actually like it, are very quiet. And usually we see a lot more defense when it comes to Marvel, but there's not a lot of people defending this show. It's incredible that we've seen this show doesn't understand She-Hulk in any way, and Twitter is still trying to reform a show where the big bad is an MCU 4chan leaking her sex tape. Totally relatable family content, not the writing room's diary with green paint. As I've mentioned before, Disney has been creating many series with messaging they think will draw in new viewers, and they probably knew this series would cause controversy, and that works for them because it's more talk about the show, meaning it could generate them more revenue. Overall, I have not been impressed with these series. Many other people have not been as well. I highly doubt this is going to get a season 2, and if it does, I will be shocked because, of course, the ratings are terrible, the viewership has been really bad from what we've heard, and overall, this is just a disaster, in my opinion. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.